Okay, hi. So I'm just gonna get it right out there because I don't want this video to be too long because honestly, if I were to explain like a lot of things, then it'll just take longer. So this is the theory to explain the Towns of Power book and pretty much what happened, like why like the character changed, like why Turtle, changed. I don't want to explain it that much right now, but why I'm gonna explain why Turtle and Anemone changed and my theory on why they changed, and also kind of how the next book will wrap up. So for those of you that only have like a minute to spare, oh yeah, let me mention one thing. So you might have been like, Anemone? Who's Anemone? Well, hold on one second. So this is Anemone. So when I read her name, I thought it was pronounced Anemone, and honestly, I like it better than the actual pronunciation. So I'm just gonna say her name as Anemone, just because that's how I like it, and that's how I've always said it. And if I try to say it the way it's actually pronounced, I'm just gonna mess myself up, and it's just gonna make this video longer. Okay, other name change. Peril. I thought her name was Peril. Again, when I first read it, I thought it said Peril, and I actually like it more than the actual name because, yeah, I just like it better. So that's one that I'll be using, and just because that's how I normally say it, and me trying to pronounce it how it's actually pronounced, I'll just get myself messed up, and this video will take longer. So that we got that out of the way, theory. My theory is that Darkstalker put a spell on Fathom's descendants to make them change or like turn out to be what people think they are. Okay, so you can either just stop the video here and try to think of evidence for that, on your own, or if you only have 1 second, you can just kind of like think about that, ponder it a little bit in your brain, whatever. Or if you want evidence to back this up, then continue the rest of the video. Okay. So for those of you still watching, here is the evidence. So this might seem a little bit far-fetched, but truly it's not. So Darkstalker had a lot of time to think in that mountain, and to come up with the perfect revenge plan on Fathom. Sadly, though, he realized that Fathom was no longer alive, and neither was Clearsight. So he wanted to do some sort of revenge on Fathom's descendants. Am I right? I think so, right? Because he said that in one of the books, right? If you don't agree with me, leave in the comments below. And okay, so the first thing that I will be explaining is how Turtle changed to what people think he is, or think like how he is, or think what his character is. Like, think about him. You get what I mean? Okay. So, if you don't get what I mean, leave it in the comments below, and hopefully I can help you out. So, people, from what we know of, think of Turtle as very boring, someone else will do it, lazy kind of guy. Although what we find out in Escaping Peril, that he isn't, We find out that he's charming, he's very funny, he's intelligent, he's smart, and they're the same thing, but oh well. He is courageous, he's got some, and he's logical. And we find out all these things about him, that he's such a better person than people think that he is. And then in Towns of Power, everyone, I assume so, including me, is thinking that, finally, Turtle's going to get his redemption story, just like Sunny. to prove to everyone that he's not what people think he is. He's not just a lazy, someone else will do it, boring type of guy. He's got more than that to him. When I read this book, I was so confused because that's who he was. In this book, he turned out to be super boring, someone else will do it, lazy person. And throughout the book, he keeps on saying, someone else will do it, someone else will do it. It's not my decision, like, it's not my call. Someone else will do it, someone else will do it. But that's not how he actually is, as we find out in Escaping Perel. So in Talents of Power, he changes to the person that I just described, which is exactly what people think of him. People think of him as a lazy, someone else will do it, boring person. And that's his personality in Talents of Power. And we found out in Escaping Perel that that is not him. So he pretty much changed to how people thought of him. You know, people thought of him as lazy, and he changed to be lazy. You know, right when we got his point of view, of course, that's when he changes. And if you don't agree with me, leave it in the comments below. And I don't know, I guess I'll give you some more evidence, because I'm trying to make this quick, so that's not why I'm really, like, searching through the book, giving clear evidence. This is for people that have already read the book and are kind of understanding what I'm saying, because I'm trying to explain it, you know? Okay. So that's Turtle. Again, if you need more evidence or something like that, like some textual evidence, textual facts, whatever, put it in the comments below, and hopefully I'll get back to you. And if I don't, I'm sorry. But yeah, okay. So that's Turtle, you know, how he changed to what people thought of him. Now let's go to our little friend over there, Anatomy. There is an actual picture on the internet that pretty much explains what I'm trying to say. So I'm going to use some of the things from that picture because I just think it is so funny and so, like, like, yes, it's completely right. So I'll show this picture right here. Okay. Hello, welcome back. So you might have seen the little thing that was like Anatomy in book 2, and it's like cinnamon roll too good for this world. Yeah, I think that's true. And then it's like in book 9, it's like cinnamon roll not too good for this world, too much of a brat for this world, pretty much. Okay. So, as we know, in book 2, which is when we meet Anatomy, she is very, like, queen-like, she's loyal, she cares about others, and as it says in the first picture, it's like, accidentally killed a guy, but it's all good. Like, you know, and she's very smart, she's very intelligent, she's got a little sense of humor, and she just is a genuine person, you know? She's cinnamon roll too good for this world. She's like the perfect younger sister, like the perfect person to be the next queen, is pretty much describes her personality. But then in book 9, when we see her again, she becomes like this. And we've seen her like throughout before this book, and she seems perfectly normal, you know, the same Anatomy that we've known throughout all these years. Well, yeah, I guess so, years. But then when we meet her again in Talents of Power, she's very spoiled brat, get what I want when I want, and just a brat. And she, like, cares about nobody, like, but herself, and she's all like, I'm the queen's daughter, so I get what I want. You know, like, she's just, like, exactly, like, of course you're like, well, yeah, that is how she changed, but how is that what people think of her? Well, I don't think everybody is all that fond of Anatomy. I think that some people are jealous of her because she is spoiled and she gets all this attention. You know, she's like the queen's daughter and she's in a nimbus. She's like awesome and she's like pretty much cinnamon roll too good for this world. So everybody's like, I bet she is so spoiled. I bet she's a spoiled brat. And, you know, she gets everything that she wants. They're probably like, I bet she's all like up in her beautiful king-size bedroom, all talking, all like, I get what I want whenever I want it because she's the queen's daughter. Because, and of course you're like, well, why would people think of that? Well, because they're probably jealous of her. And I don't know if like you've read any other books where they're like princesses or anything like that, or really use the real world, for example. Like take Taylor Swift, for example. Like she does all these like charity events and everybody's like, I bet she is so mean. Yeah, she said that she got bullied in high school. She was like the mean girl in high school. Like, you get what I mean, right? You know, using real world examples, you know, when somebody gets all this attention and they seem so nice, everybody's like, no, wait, that's not the truth. Nobody that's famous and spoiled and rich is so nice. So they probably think of her as a spoiled, get what I want when I want brat. And if you don't agree with me, leave it in the comments below. And maybe I can try to find some sort of evidence. But again, it's hard to find evidence for that because we don't really get to see in like anybody's mind or perspective of anyone that is like a normal seeming. Like, get what I mean? Yeah. Okay, but I'll try and find some evidence for you. So that's how Anatomy becomes what people think of her, because she becomes a spoiled brat and get what I want when I want type of person, which is what I think people think of her. And again, if you don't agree with me, leave it in the comments below. And hopefully I'll find some evidence for you. So now we get to, how are they Fathom's descendants? Other than the fact that they're obviously sea wings, it's been a long time since Fathom was around, and as we know from Darkstalker's book, Fathom's descendants were survived. Like Fathom's like children. Yes, Fathom's children were alive. Like he like had children. And he said that he wanted to bring his children to the sea wing world. I don't know, the ocean, whatever. But he didn't want to tell them that they were like they didn't want to tell them like his true identity or anything like that, so that they could live normal lives. And so I'm sure that somewhere along the line, because, you know, time passes and sea wings have kids, I don't know, generations, whatever. So I'm sure that somewhere along the line, one of Fathom's descendants got back into the royal bloodline, either by one of Fathom's descendants marrying Queen Coral, or before that, you know, maybe Queen Coral is one of Fathom's descendants because maybe her father was one of Fathom's descendants. Either way, I think that sometime, somewhere, one of Fathom's descendants got into the bloodline. Because as we know, only animbuses can have children that are animbuses. So, and of course we know Turtle is an animbus. So he had to be the descendant of Fathom. Because he is an animbus, he had to be the descendant of Fathom. Now, if you're like me and you were kind of like when like the Ice Wings got so mad because they took away their animbus, and if you were anything like me and you were kind of like, wait, can't like Queen Diamond or whatever her name was, can't she just have another kid and then have that one be a Nimbus? Boom, problem solved. Well, what I think, the like 2E2 Slytherin, I think that the whole thing about a Nimbus bloodlines and who gets to be a Nimbus and who not and who doesn't, I think that only a Nimbus is, like if you are the daughter of Nimbus or whatever, I think that only a Nimbus can have like a Nimbus children. So like if there's a Nimbus and he had 2 kids and one of them was a Nimbus, only that one, a Nimbus, could have children that were a Nimbus, even though the other one is related. So, yeah. So that's pretty much how, Turtle is pretty much a Nimbus, and I can't really give, like, evidence for you that that is how a Nimbuses work. We'll have to contact the author for that. I'm just going off of what I think. And Turtle and Anatomy are directly related because they have the same parents. So, if one's related to Fathom, the other one's related to Fathom. So, yeah, that's how they're related to Fathom. And a lot of you are probably like, wait, what about Tsunami and Auklet and all the other brothers? Why haven't they changed? Well, here's what I have for you. Auklet. We don't know anything about her. When we meet her is in book 2, and we don't know anything about her personality because she's like literally just hatched in that book. So we have no idea of her personality, therefore we can't verify if she changed or did not change. And according to my theory, she probably did change, but since we don't see her like at all in this book, we have no idea if that is the truth or not. And then with Tsunami, we do see her a little bit in this book, and some of you are probably like, well, maybe she changed to be like not feisty or anything like that, because obviously she doesn't go after Darkstalker. But I think that she is still feisty. I think that she is exactly the same. And here's why. Because she is a hero to pretty much everyone in Pyra. So they probably think of their hero as exactly how they're portrayed. Like, they probably think of her as the feisty Sea Wing from the group of dragonettes that saved the world. That, wants to be queen, but, is not queen, and is kind of, like, a little bit too feisty for people to handle. Because, that's how she is. And that's probably what people think of her as, because everyone knows her, like, so well. Unlike Anatomy, where, they don't actually have an interaction with her, although a lot of people probably don't have an interaction with Tsunami. It's really that, like, she's their hero. So why would you think badly upon your hero? Like, most people, like heroes, they don't be like, oh my gosh, I bet my hero's socks smell so bad. Like, no, they're your hero, you don't think badly of them. So that's Tsunami pretty much out of the way, and the only reason that she's not going after Darkstalker is the whole reason why everybody else is not going after Darkstalker, and that's because they have that block in their mind that, with Darkstalker's spell to make everybody like him with that bracelet that he has, that is probably blocking them from actually going after Darkstalker. Okay, now to wrap things up, if you're getting a bit confused, because, like, one thing to the next is kind of confusing. Okay. Tsunami, Auklet, Anatomy, Turtle, and all the brothers. Turtle and Anatomy have changed to what people think of them because exactly what I believe that people have thought of them is what they have turned into in the book Talons of Power. And Tsunami and Auklet and all the other brothers, Tsunami is thought of exactly how she is. Like, people think of her to be exactly how she is, so she stays the same. And Auklet and the other brothers, we don't know pretty much anything about them, so we have no idea if they did change or if they did not. So there's that. And Turtle and all his other siblings have to be related to Fathom because of how Animus bloodlines work. And if I am wrong, then please correct me. And, and he's also a Sea Wing. So, probably that he is related to Fathom. And Darkstalker's spell, that I think what his spell was in this whole theory, is that Darkstalker cast a spell on Fathom's descendants to get revenge on Fathom, that they would become who people thought of them. And we know from my evidence, and again, if you don't agree with me, leave it in the comments below, and I will gather some evidence so that hopefully, you can believe me. Or, if you don't want to believe me and you want to be a bit stubborn, or, if you have evidence of your own, whatever, let bygones be bygones, whatever. So that's my theory. Hopefully you enjoyed. And again, if you were a bit confused or if you want more evidence, leave it in the comments below and hopefully I can help you out. And also, let me add in a little extra bonus. So, if this is not the truth and Turtle and Anatomy did actually change and there wasn't some sort of spell to do that, and 2ET Sutherland just decided to mess around with our characters or whatever, then I will be throwing this book in the fire. In my fire pit that's right outside. Guys, I am not lying. If this is not the truth, and if there's no other way that, and if, Turtle and Anatomy don't turn back to their original selves after Darkness of Dragons, then I will be throwing this in the fire because I can't stand it. It's my hands are literally tingling because I'm just so mad at this book because this book had so much potential and this potential was literally thrown out of the window, so now I want to throw it in a fire. But if it is the truth, and if I was right, or if there's some other way or if Turtle and Anatomy somehow miraculously turn out to be, changed back to how they were, and that 2ET Sutherland did not just want to play around with their characters, then I will be praising this book, and, maybe I'll throw some confetti at the whole series, I'm not sure. But hopefully you enjoyed my theory, and check out part 2 that will be posted right after I finish Darkness Dragon book. But anyways, keep thinking, my Wings of Fire theorists, and I'll see you later. Bye.